Gator chunks, rolling with the williest of the willy. Ones and stories like a motherfucker. Model wondering if I'm a fool with her. She know I treat my like a Gabbana. Dolce and Gabbana dripping. Big Papa, never slipping. H-class diamonds, shining. Dinner with wife, whining, dining. Smoking cigars and Bogatar. We
Alright. Put some music in front of this thing so I don't have to sound like a fucking moron looking to see if the levels are working and the YouTube thing is on and all that nonsense that goes along with it. Anyway, I just was checking out my Twitter feed and I came across something that says the governor of Jersey has just put in a bill for hemp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and all right. Oh, wrong one. Okay, here we go. Now, I came across this website which is called billtrack50.com. And I guess it gives you all of the shit here that you want to see. Summary of the bill, bill text, action history, vote history, which we'll get into some of these things later. And then there's associated documents. I'm not sure what that is all about, but we'll find out later on. Just want to make sure that our YouTube page is going correctly. All right, so to jump right into this thing, says it's a I think I mentioned this already, but it's a pilot program to research cultivation of industrial hemp. You can see right there. This bill, and I think there's one other one that might be possibly connected to it. In the article I was reading, I saw something about that. I still have it up on my phone, so I'll jump into that and see what's going on there. But this is A1330 is the bill number. I don't know how they regulate these things, but the bill establishes an industrial hemp license for planting, growing, harvesting, possessing, processing, distribution, buying, or selling industrial hemp in the state. The bill also requires any license to comply with the Department of Agriculture and Attorney General's rules and regulations adopted pursuant to Section 4 of the bill. Look, I'm not going to be able to pronounce all these words right, so if you're looking for somebody smart to give you this information, you're at the wrong place, dude. Just going to tell you that right now. The bill also establishes procedure and requirements for persons applying for a Secretary of Agriculture for a license, including procedures and requirements for fingerprint and background checks for criminal purposes for licensed applicants. That means I'm probably out. Bill defines industrial hemp as an agricultural product that is a variety of cannabis sativa L with the delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol. I think that's how you say that. Probably not. Concentrate of 0.3% or less on a dry weight basis. Okay, that's odd. So I know a sativa is the speeding, the speedy high, while the indica is the more relaxing of the two. But I don't know what sativa L means. And that shit that they're talking about right there, this particular chemical, I'm pretty sure is the chemical that your liver creates after you eat cannabis. So are they saying that they're willing to allow a 0.3% of THC in any hemp product that they sell, or is that the ceiling? I'm not sure. Agricultural product is the product of industrial hemp that would be the subject to the protections of the Right to Farm Act. I'm not familiar with that.
That just means everybody is allowed to, because everybody's allowed to have a garden in their yard.
Or some type of a farm.
Yeah. But, like how Ren can have chickens
Yeah.
or pigs.
Alright. Also, the land used for its product could be eligible for valuation and taxation pursuant to the Farmers Assessment Act of 1964. And for anybody reading along, I'm right here now. The bill also requires any person planting, growing, harvesting, processing, possessing, distributing, buying, or selling hemp to one, you already said that, you have to file with the agricultural secretary. Uh, yeah, whatever. I can't talk.
I thought that
Yeah, sure. People fucking hate it. I hate it too. But whatever. We're not here to discuss my lack of being able to speak and pronounce words. Let's see. Documentation indicating that industrial hemp is a type and variety of hemp approved by that person and having a concentration of no more than 3% of dry weight. 2. Agriculture guy, Attorney General, oh, and the Attorney General. So both of these dudes. So I guess you have to consult. Oh no, you have to notify the agriculture and the attorney general of any sale or distribution of hemp by a person and by the person and the name of address of each person whom the industrial hemp was sold or distributed during that calendar year. Finally, the bill authorizes penalties for violating bill provisions to be established in regulations. Second reading in the Assembly, second reading in the Senate, can't talk today. Agriculture and natural resources, economic growth, passed by both houses. So now, my question is, before we go any further, why do we not have a legalized marijuana bill? What are we waiting for? What more do you need us to do? Look, man, this is the deal, okay? We already have medical marijuana in the state of New Jersey. This whole thing here could be a very good thing. I mean, the CBD is virtually absent in this fucking state. And what I mean by that is when you go driving on any major road or highway in this area. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get to that. Is you
it's not lacking CBD. It's just, mismarketed.
Yeah, you see all these vape shops, right? And every one of these people have a sign outside of their doors that say, "We sell CBD here." Oh, do you? Do you really? Because I don't know what the hell is in that thing that you're claiming is CBD. Wait, hold on. Did they finally sign the damn bill? Is it finally going to be legal? Not marijuana. This is for hemp only, dude. So if you just jumped on, this bill specifically is for uh, processing, growing, blah 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 of the hemp plant and plan. Why not? We can say both things because that's technically what it is. Now, I don't know if this is going to fall under the guidelines of let's get this bill out for hemp so maybe we can get CBD moving and we already have medical marijuana so then we can go ahead and move on to recreational marijuana. Is this the tip? Is this the figurative tip that they're sliding in and out of the people who live in this state? I'm not sure, but it sure seems like that. It definitely does seem that way. I mean, uh, I don't know. I don't know what we have to do. I really don't know what we have to do. The governor was on News 12 New Jersey for anybody local. That's a radio station so that people like me don't have to sit and watch Fox News for the fucking weather when they're talking about New York when we live in New Jersey. I know that we're not that far apart, but it could be raining in New Jersey and it's not raining in New York, so what the hell is the sense of it? Not to mention that, that brings its whole gang of problems of biases and everything else, but you can argue that News 12 probably does the same thing. Either way, he was on there and he was taking questions. So I said, you know what? I've tried to get in contact with this guy on numerous occasions via Twitter, email, um, all the ways that you can contact somebody in this position. Yeah, I called the Senate and the Assembly members office, to which I emailed those people as well, which is a whole separate story we can touch on a little bit. But when I decided to pose my question on Twitter, I honestly wasn't expecting it to be read. But fortunately for me, it was read. And the question that I had asked was basically, I have, and for those of you that don't know, I have a prior marijuana charge from like 12 years ago. So, that makes things a little bit difficult with trying to find a place to live, etc., etc. And, I asked him, what are people like me supposed to do who are trying to move? When I got charged with this shit, there was no medical marijuana. So now you have it. You should go back and address it. Now I know there's a lot of people that'll lie and say, well, even though I was selling, I was really selling because medical purposes. I needed it to smoke it. I'm not bullshitting, man. I got a tons of shit wrong with me. And you could probably tell that just by the way that I speak. You don't even have to see me necessarily to pick up on these types of things. But I got a gang of problems. So, you know, yeah, selling was just my way of being able to keep up with the use of marijuana that I was taking in every day because I wasn't on medication. But anyway, I posed this question to him, and they read it. Credit to News 12, they did read it, and they're like, "All right, so what do you want to? Are you going to address the question?" And the governor turned around and answered me without giving me an answer, which I have to say is a very politician-like thing to do. But he said, and I'm going to paraphrase slightly, but this is pretty much in the vein of what he was talking about. Was he said that, well, listen, this is the problem. This is why it's taken so long for legalization because we can't have somebody get arrested for something on Monday and then on Friday be selling it, and then somebody could walk into a store and buy it with no repercussions. Now, I understand that, but I don't understand. What I don't understand is all this shit right here. Why is it? Why? How long was this in the works for? You know, it's not that hard. I'm not a politician, dude, but I can come up with a recreational marijuana bill right now. we already have medical marijuana, right? So therefore, you already have the spots where you can sell it. And I understand, especially for a person in my situation, others like me, I don't have the ability to go out to a Little Egg Harbor or go down to Atlantic City or Woodbridge or wherever the other distribution center is at.
And they scan our IDs anyways for cigarettes.
Right. And yeah, they scan IDs for cigarettes, which I'm gonna.
They can monitor, who buys it, and they can even look at their medical, marijuana, people, and see who's on the program, who's not, and see,
Well, look, that's what I was gonna get into. Was here's the bill that I propose. Let's say I'm the governor. It's fucking here we go. So listen, uh, we have somebody from the Senate or whoever comes to me and they say, listen, and the people are demanding that you legalize marijuana, but we don't really know what to do. We kind of need some insight here. We're not sure how we can word a bill to get this thing done, and we need provisions. We don't want the kids to get a hold of it. Okay, that's perfectly fine. I understand that, but there's ways around it. For example, cigarettes are sold pretty much everywhere with the exception to CVS, who decided to opt out of selling them altogether. Now, you have to be 21, I believe it is, to buy cigarettes today as of right now because they passed laws a few years back try to push the smoking age farther up to try to discourage younger kids from smoking. Uh, Real little secret between me and you, didn't work. But that's besides the point. Anyway, when you go into a store and you ask for a pack of cigarettes, say you want a pack of Marlboro menthols, go to the counter. I would like a pack, and the cashier, not the cash register. It'd be kind of weird if the cash register looked at you and started asking questions. But person at the register says, "All right, man, I need to see your identification." No problem. Here it is, lady or man. Yeah, whatever. All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna scan it with the barcode on the back of your license to make sure that I guess everything, your birth date and all that shit matches up, whatever. So we can take that and we can use it. That's the first thing. You're worried about children being underage getting their hands on weed. I challenge you. I challenge you to go to any school in the country. You won't find a school that doesn't have drugs in it, let alone fucking pot. There are probably more 18-year-old kids with their hands on weed than anything else, except for maybe heroin now. But I mean, come on, man. It's not, you can't overdose on it. We can get into the logistics of that all day long, but all I'm going to do is piss people off. So now we have underage kids are out of the way as much as we can get them out of the way. We're not gonna sell shit. Well, we could sell edibles, but we're not gonna sell things that would make it seem better to smoke it. If you want to smoke weed, you have to smoke whatever is here. There are great strains like blueberry haze and things like that. Kind of tastes like blueberries, but at the end of the day, you still have that weed taste to it. So you know what you're getting yourself into. So there you go. You have the kids out of the way. What we need distribution areas. Okay, well we have four of those already, and as of last year, there already have been talks of expanding those areas for dispensaries to get a larger net so that people who can't really get around that well can be able to get it in their area where they live. There was just something going on in Bricktown where they were trying to convert an old bank into a dispensary, which I have to look into that and see what happened because I'm pretty sure some of the people that live out there were trying to fight it because they don't know what's good for them. And not what's good for them in the sense that like look man, if you don't want to smoke weed, if you don't want to use CBD oil, just don't do it. A person that doesn't like alcohol doesn't pass by a liquor store and complain that there's a liquor store there. It's just not the way that it fucking works. But for some reason, weed has this really big thing against it, this big stigma that travels all the way back to racism in the 50s, 60s, whatever the fuck it was. There was a time when weed was legal in this fucking country, and it wasn't something to jump up and down and get excited about. Never mind the idea of hemp, of fucking hemp. So I'll jump back into the original thing that we're making this video about in a second. But okay, so we're gonna expand dispensaries. It's gonna take a while, probably about a year or two. But for now, we have the core areas where we're going to sell from. Well, Governor, how can we make sure that we don't short the medical patients for the people who are buying it recreationally? Well, there's a very simple answer to that. We might have to expand the building or have a remote site where we can grow the pot from. X amount gets pushed off to the side for the patients, which should be a little bit more because we already know in New Jersey we have a serious problem with supply and demand, which leaves most patients in this state to buy off of the street anyway, despite the fact that they have a license. That is a serious problem. Not because they have what they're looking for, but because you pay the state, you pay a fucking doctor, dude. You pay a doctor 150 bucks every 3 months, and that's on the cheaper end, to write you a prescription to go to a dispensary. You go to the dispensary, you give them that prescription, and you say, "This is it. This is my time to shine. This is when I finally get the thing that I needed all this time to make me feel better." And the guy behind the counter says, "Oh, sorry, dude. We're all out." Well, what do you mean? I just paid my doctor for this prescription. I can't get my money back. What do you mean you're all out? Look, man, there's nothing we could do. We can't keep up with it, okay? There are hundreds of people coming in and out of here all day long trying to buy pot. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, okay. You don't know what to tell me. That's fine. Just gonna walk out of here. I'm not gonna be mad. I don't want to draw attention to myself. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go find somebody that deals pot in the fucking street. Because god damn it, those people are reliable most of the time. Most of the time. But you have to be careful with who you're buying it off of because you don't want to get laced shit. And you want to make sure that who you're getting it from is not gonna turn you into the fucking cops. Alcohol. Wait, hold on. I'm sure there's some asshole that does that. Alcohol offends me. Remove this store. You know what? You're probably right. You're probably right. But the sad part about that is you don't hear that guy. You don't hear that fucking guy. Or what about there's no sympathy for people that are alcoholics that quit drinking and they go to AA and shit. Oh, fuck that guy. We'll build another goddamn liquor store. Let me tell you something, man. Down the street from my fucking house, and I'm not even bullshitting here. This is the setup that we got here. There's a shop right. Next to the shop right is a diamond dealer. Next to the diamond dealer is a liquor store. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, all right, whatever. One liquor store. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. You know what's next to the liquor store? A fucking bar and grill. That's what's next to the liquor store. So you know what that means? You can go in to the bar and grill. You can have yourself a nice meal. I mean, to a point, it's a bar and grill. I mean, you're not gonna get any 5-star food in there, whatever the hell that is. You're better off coming to my house and have me cook for you. But that's besides the point. And you can leave that when you have your belly all full and you can't eat another bite. And during dinner or lunch, you've been slamming down a few beers or whatever it is that you like to drink. You say to yourself, you know what? I'd really like to get a little bit more hammered when I get home. How can I remedy this situation? Oh, that's right. I can walk into the liquor store that's right next to where I just got done eating. And then you know what I have to do after that? I have to hit the pharmacy. So you know what I'll do? I'll go right across the street where I pick up my legal drugs. That's what I'll do. That's exactly what I'll do. Oh wait, they don't have it. They don't have anymore. They ran out. Rite Aid doesn't have my prescription in stock. I have an idea. I'll get the prescription transferred over to the Walgreens across the street. That's what I'll do because liquor stores are completely fine. No, we're not ranting about food. I'm ranting about see well, at this moment I was just ranting about bars and grills and the setup that's down the street from my house. All this is stemmed from, and I've gone completely off of the rails here, but there was just a bill that was passed in New Jersey for hemp, industrial hemp licensing. And this is a study. This is a study that they want to do, I guess, so they can find out how much more money they can make because that's what all this is about. It's about the fucking money, man. It's what it's always about. But you know what? Since you just said that, let me jump back on to the topic at hand here, and then we'll go. We can go back into the rantings about how it's okay you guys gotta get out of New Jersey. Yeah, no shit, dude. I'm with you. But you know what the problem is? This living in New Jersey is a lot like having a drug addiction, just in the sense that you're in it and you feel like you can't get out of it because you don't have any. By the time you're done dealing with the problem at hand, you have no money left. That's the issue. And I don't mean to equate it to that to disrespect the people that have those problems in any way. But, it's just the most simple thing I could think of. Or not even that it's simple. I'm just going to shut up and move on because I am digging myself a grave, a hole for a grave that I should just jump into because I'm not doing a very good job at explaining myself today. So now I'm going to go ahead and jump back onto my phone and read this article. If you want to follow these people, they're at Heady NJ, HEADYNJ, no space on Twitter. You can pull this article up for yourself, but I'm going to go ahead and read this one here because I did read the summary to this and I want to see if they can go a little bit deeper into it. So we'll see what's going on. Get out of here, Joe Rogan. I'm doing my own damn podcast. I'll go listen to yours later. I love that fucking guy, man. He's really cool. Well, I'm all for a fundraiser to get out of the state. Yeah, I hear you, dude. It's pretty rough. I lost somebody. Whatever. You can play back the button later, dude. I'm not worrying about views right now. Let's see. A1330 is fuck off Facebook. Is the are the numbers to the bill. Gusakura, I don't know if I'm saying that name right. Pinkin, Reynolds, Jackson, O'Scanlan, and Gopal. I guess these are the people that were involved in making this bill happen. Directs departments of agriculture to create a pilot program to research cultivation of industrial hemp. Senator Declan, Republican out of Monmouth County, gave props to Governor Phil Murphy for signing legislation that establishes a pilot program to study industrial hemp licensing, growing, and distributors. And I quote, "It's time for New Jersey to put its finger on the pulse of the hemp industry." Then get your goddamn hands out of my pocket, you fucking cocksuckers. How about that? I've been cooking all day, waiting on the timer so I can get my medallions, since stupid Nicola got it already. He always gets everything first. um, okay. Where was I at now? Oh yeah, that's right. I'm over here. I'm over here now. Nah, nah. Andrew Dice Clay reference for you younger kids that don't know who that is. Well, yeah, it's time to get our finger on the pulse of the hemp industry. Hey, dickhead, get your fucking hand out of my pocket first, motherfucker. And not only that, before you go and try to put your grimy little fingers on the pulse of the hemp industry, do you want to loosen your yoke around the throat of fucking um recreational marijuana? Pokemon Go. Okay, that makes a little more sense now. Don't get raped. Apparently, I heard that happened, and I'm not even trying to be funny. Some broad on the internet was claiming that she was raped by a Pokemon monster. But yeah, dude, how about you get your hands out from around the throat of recreational marijuana before you try to go slide your pinky onto the pulse of the hemp industry. Scumbags. And I say scumbags only because, well, you know what? Let me digress for a second. Just go back to the article. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. Scanlon, originally a sponsor of hemp legalization, said this pilot program is a win for local farmers. Farmers, can I talk today? Blah, 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 blah. Apparently not. Who need diversity of opportunities to come in the global agricultural market. Hemp is growing in value as a cash crop, and I am sure New Jersey economy and our farmers will benefit from the pilot program. We are the garden state. Oh, go fuck yourself, stupid asshole. We are the garden state. Yuck. Not only that, but do you notice something? Let me read that sentence again. Read this sentence again. Hemp is growing in value as a cash crop. Should be an explanation point there, not a comma, because they get all hot in the pants when they hear the word cash. And I'm sure New Jersey's economy and our farmers will benefit from this pilot program. um, You originally said the whole thing was about the farmers. Really, it's about the cash. If you don't live in New Jersey, I mean, just to explain to you what's going on here, everybody is fucking greedy. They want more, 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 more. I mean, shit. The only reason, the only reason why, well, not the only reason, part of the reason why they don't have recreational marijuana right now is because our fucking governor, an old JP Morgan and Sachs banker, wants a 15%, at least 15%, if not 25% tax percentage off of all marijuana sold. Meanwhile, you still don't have tax free for the people that are using it for medical reasons. Fucking gotta love bankers, man. Gotta love bankers. Continuing on. Smart steps are needed for New Jersey to stay competitive in the rapidly growing industry of the hemp industry. I did this again. I just did that yesterday. I read the same word twice for no reason. So they want to make money off it, but they don't want to legalize. Exactly. That's all it's about. Even though you would make triple the money you make on medical with recreational. It's insanity. It really is. And you would put a nice dent in the heroin epidemic. I'm looking at you, Percocet. I'm looking at you, Vicodin. You know, they don't want that though. You want junkies. They want junkies in New Jersey. Don't let anybody tell you different. You know why? Because junkies equal money. That's why. Broken people plus substance equals money for the fucking state. They don't give a fuck about anybody that lives here because if they really did, then you would know most people would prefer marijuana over prescription pills any day of the week just because there's less risk involved. But, you know, I'm gonna go on a rant here. I can feel it already. It's getting warmed up. It's ridiculous. Uh, Hemp has long been misunderstood. Oh, has it? Has it? Oh, Scanlon? Has it? Now that you can make money off of it, all of a sudden it's misunderstood now? Fucking asshole. Swear to God. The people who believe you can get high off industrial hemp are just dead wrong or maybe even high. Whoa! Round of applause. I bet that took a lot of brain cells to make that work. What about drunk? Can they be drunk? Why is everything. What? Why? Why? Our bipartisan effort to establish a hemp program moves the Garden State to a more sustainable future for both our agricultural industry and our state economy. If money can be made, we should do the leg work to ensure New Jersey can benefit. Oh, we get it, man. We get it, dude. Hey, can you give me $5? Can you give me $5 more? I need more money. I just gave you $5 yesterday. Yeah, but I need more. I need more, man. I need more. It would be because it is used here experimentally to help opiate addicts handle withdrawal symptoms. Yes, and that was something that they're doing here as well, using it to benefit people who are going through withdrawal so they don't have to crash necessarily. There's a comedian, Josh Adam Myers, I think is his name, where he was actually really heavy into substances for a long time. And when he decided to get clean, he held on to weed, he said, because when he was withdrawing, that was the one thing that kept him level enough so that he didn't run back to the drugs so that he wouldn't fold. So he was using that as a crutch in a way, and now he's sober other than using marijuana, but that's much better than using harder substances. And if using weed will keep you off of the harder drugs, man, I'm all for it. This bill had broad support. It was passed by the state senate by a vote of 33-2 vote, with 5 senators abstaining, and the assembly won by a 67-0 vote with 7 trying to read this word, ABSTENTIONS. Wait, is that the same thing? No, it's different. That's a different word. And 6 who did not vote. This tweet is from New Jersey Cannabis Industry at underscore NJCIA. Governor Murphy at Governor Murphy will be signing A1330/S3145, directs Department of Agriculture to create a pilot program to research cultivation of industrial hemp. Thank you for your leadership and dedication to this important piece of legislation. Office of the Governor of New Jersey. Hashtag MJ for NJ. Which, stop thanking this guy. He hasn't done anything fantastic yet to be getting his ass licked like that. I mean, seriously. It's not. There's more you can do. There's more you can do. And I'm going to scrutinize this guy as much as I feel like it because I fucking voted for him. So if you're a Democrat out there and you're a little hurt or you feel some type of way about the fact that I'm talking about the governor like this, deal with it. Because I voted for this fucking guy too, alright? And I don't even claim Democrat or Republican. And if you're a Republican out there and for some reason you have a problem with the state having legalized weed, I don't understand what your fucking problem is, bro. And I invite any of you people, Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, Red Party, Blue Party, whatever the fuck, whatever else is out there. Come on up in here. Come on in here. or reach out to me via Twitter, YouTube comment, whatever, and I would love to have you on. It doesn't have to be a screaming match. I want to understand what is wrong in your brain that you think not having legalized weed would benefit the state in multiple ways outside of revenue, because that's obvious. Oh, the kids. What about the kids? What are we going to do with the kids? We don't want them to get their hands on weed. Yeah, but you know what they do have their hands on? Fucking vape pens with nicotine on them. In them, I should say. And you have to be, what was that, 21? That's right. To have a vape pen with nicotine in it, pretty sure, unless there's a different age for that.
Kevin,
As it,
perfect example. A 10-year-old, you know, has his own vape pen with 10% nicotine.
yeah, that's what I just said.
I
You
know, I
just
just heard you when I was cutting up, something.
uh abstention. It means they didn't vote. Well, fuck them. Why is it okay for senators not to vote, but they got to get all up on us to do it, and we can't even vote on. With issues like this, it should go up to a state vote throughout the country. You want legalized marijuana. You want to ban cigarettes. You want to take menthol cigarettes off of the shelf. Put it up to a vote for the state and let the people decide. Let the people decide. That's what we are here for. We gave you your jobs. And granted, we all don't agree. But I'm sure a lot of people would hit the polls if they knew that issues like this were important. Well, they know issues like this are important. If issues like this were available for them to vote on, I think that would help a lot of people in the sense that now they know, all right, well, what I'm doing isn't worthless. What I'm doing matters and it will make a difference. That's a big problem with what is happening now. A lot of people think that way. Okay. Text bill from A1330. All right, did we know that the bill establishes a hemp license for planting, growing, harvesting, possessing, processing, distributing, buying, or selling industrial hemp in the state? Forces you to get a license. You have to talk to the Secretary of Agriculture and the Attorney General of the state if you would like to apply for a license. That's something out there that is important to know. They're willing to have 0.3% of Delta 9 tetrahydrocannabinol, which I'm pretty sure is I said this earlier, pretty sure that's the active ingredient in marijuana. When you eat it, your liver converts it into a hallucinogenic that in turn you don't trip, but you do get high, and the effects of that high tend to last a little bit longer than not the professional method, than the standard method of smoking it. Not to mention that it is healthier for you, while lighting a joint is nowhere near as bad as lighting a cigarette. You're still taking in those toxins from the lighter, and you're taking in the toxins off of the paper. Whereas if you eat it, I mean, this is stuff that you can make at home. I can go on Google right now and I can pull up edible recipes. And if I have a quarter an ounce for the kids at home that don't know how much that is, that's 7 grams. 7 grams of weed. You throw it in the oven, you bake it, I think at 325 or 400. That activates the weed in there. It gets it all nice and heated up, and molecules start moving around everywhere. I'm not a scientist, I'm just telling you what I read. And then when that's all done, somehow you're supposed to squeeze this stuff out like a rag. You take all that juice and stuff, all them crystals, and then you drop that into a cake batter, brownie batter, however you make lollipops or soda pops or whatever it is that they're, making edible gummies and all that stuff. And there you go. You have a homemade edible. You made yourself. You know exactly what goes into it. outside of using the butter and whatever else that you had to buy, unless you have a farmer's market near you that you can try to narrow down whatever the source is where you're getting your stuff from. Um, let's see. I'm surprised they don't have the option to vote on it as a ballot measure. Here they legalized medical in the previous election, and a recent one they had a ballot measure to restore voting rights for non-violent felons. That's really fucking cool, man. I was actually just talking about that the other day. I think I was talking to Athena about this. How I believe that non-violent people who have committed non-violent felonies should after you do your time and you do all your shit, like if you do everything by the book and you do what you're supposed to do, there's no reason why you shouldn't have your rights back. I mean, think about how many votes that have completely gone to waste over the years. So props to Florida if that's where that took place at. It's not all bad. Nah, I like Florida. I'm just kidding. It's really, really nice in some areas, but you can get yourself stabbed pretty quick. You don't know where the hell you're at, what you're doing. Hold on, got a cough. Sorry. Normally I would hit the cough button so you guys wouldn't hear that, but since I have the screen up here with the bill, I didn't want to switch screens, and then I have my phone in my hand. I wanted to cover my mouth so I'm not coughing all over the place. Bill also establishes procedures and requirements for person applying. Yeah, we know that already. Oh wait, that's right. I was down here with the 0.3% or less on a dry weight basis. And if I remember correctly, the DEA got all up in arms because the original CBD oil that they had a 0.1% of THC in it, and they were trying to rip that shit off the shelves. It's wild. Yeah, well, shout out to Florida for doing that, man. You guys did something that I think a lot of states don't have the balls to do, figuratively speaking. Bill would also require any person. Yeah. Okay, so that's it. That's it for the article. So it's basically everything that I already read. So now that we have that, the question is, what's next, man? What's next? What are we doing? What are we gonna do here? Like, all right, you have your. Can you make your money? Can cannabis pages no longer blocked on search on Facebook. Facebook can go jump off a fucking bridge, man. That's what Facebook can do. Who the hell are you to block a search for marijuana? Yeah, I think a big problem with drugs in general is that they make such a big deal about weed, so that when people get old enough to start understand that they're being lied to, they look at something like cocaine or heroin, ecstasy, whatever it is, GHB, whatever, and they're like, well, marijuana wasn't really that bad. So maybe they've been lying to me about all these other things. Look, unfortunately, it's a reality. I believe. I mean, grant I could be wrong. Maybe there's studies on this stuff. But what are we supposed to do now? And let's see what this is. Okay, state is New Jersey. Bill number A2628 allows industrial hemp farming, establishes industrial hemp license, introduced, referred to Assembly Agriculture and National Resources Committee, direct Department of Agriculture to create a pilot program research, which was S2491. Okay, that's in with the first bill, and the third one is S3145, requires Department of Agriculture to establish a pilot program concerning cultivation of industrial hemp. Introduced in the Senate, referred to Senate Economic Growth Committee. Okay. So, you know what? It's because I feel like hurting myself a little bit. We already know what industrial hemp is. Well, let's see what do they consider it? Alright, that's right. Oh, and the sativa thing, that's the other thing. I guess they're not going to make an indica one. Person submitting an application of this section and any other person may be required by rules and regulations. Okay, we already know that. Upon approving an application for a hemp license, the Secretary of Agriculture shall notify the Attorney General the application of approval, request payment from the applicant of a licensing fee, paragraph 4. Man, you know what? There's probably some wild shit in here that we don't know about. But that's all gibberish. I'll have to read on my own time. So let's just see, out of curiosity. I always do that. I wind up putting it in the wrong bar. It's supposed to be down here on the Google. What are you doing? No, don't do that. That's not what I wanted. Okay, I guess it's going back up here now. New Jersey. Um, Vote in Senate. It was supposed to be pushed back to. Yeah, we know they'll miss the October date. What month are we in? We're in November, almost at the end of November, into January soon, dude. Where the hell are you at? Vote for legal weed coming up on this day. That's September. We're already past that. Another deadline missed. NJ.com. These guys are okay. They're not great, but NJ misses another deadline to legalize weed, but top lawmakers claim it will happen. And this is the man in question. The man, the myth, the legend, the banker. That's our governor. Let's see. This is State Assembly speakers to the left. He looks like somebody famous. I'm not sure who, though. Shit, that's gonna bother me, man. Like an actor. And then State President Stephen Sweeney to his right. I know this guy. Mess. I mean, he's been arguing for us, but doesn't seem to help us very much. Okay. Interested. This is the other thing I like too. All this right here. It kills me how money hungry this fucking state is. Editor's note. Interested in the marijuana business industry? New Jersey Cannabis Insider is a new premium intelligence briefing that features exclusive weekly content geared toward entrepreneurs, lawyers, and realtors. View a sample issue. I got a sample issue you can view swinging, dude. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. They are not doing things right in New Jersey. No, they're definitely not. Definitely not at all. Let's see. State Senate. Oh my God, I butchered that. State Senate President Stephen Sweeney and State Assembly Coughlin, whatever your name is, vowed it will occur at the end of the year. How many times you going to say that? Okay, it was supposed to happen in September. That day and went. Supposed to happen in October. Came and went. Here we are, end of November. Nothing happening. They're also stressed that very few points of contention are left to hash out with the Murphy administration and retain optimistic that they could reach an accordance. The latest delay in a series of soft deadlines lawmakers had banted about does not come as a surprise. No, it does not. Any bill must pass through the committee hearings in both houses of the legislature, and no hearings have been scheduled. But the omission by Coughlin and Sweeney shows that there's much more work remaining for what is top priority since January, and that's of this year for those keeping score. That was supposed to be for January of 2018. Let's see, the semantic shift in public policy, creation of a new industry. We want to make sure we get things right. He said during an unrelated press conference at the State House in Trenton, if that's what it takes, more time, so be it. Says you, you're not, you're not suffering, man. Says you. And you can argue that, well, if you're smoking regular weed, then who's that?
My mom.
Yeah, that you're texting your mom.
No.
Me?
Yeah. I
Oh.
was telling you what she called me downstairs. So I was telling you what she told me.
She's coming here?
Yeah.
For what?
To drop off the ham and the stuff for the green bean casserole.
Oh, okay. She kicked Spencer out? Where's he at?
He's back at the house, but last night she threw his ass outside.
Good. Fuck him.
Because
You gotta do something to scare these kids now,
he
man.
started hitting her.
Yeah, you can't do
And
that.
she just told him, if he didn't want to listen and if he wanted to keep on hitting her and, be disobedient and basically just being an asshole,
Yeah.
because he knows he's throwing these temper tantrums. He knows that he's hitting her.
Yeah.
He said that to us.
It's wild, man. It really is. Wild.
But yeah, she's gonna tell me the rest, because she doesn't, want to say because Justin was in the living room.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I got you. People familiar with negotiations say Sweeney and Murphy differ on how much sales tax people should pay for marijuana. Sweeney is insisting more than 12 cents on a dollar would be too steep to make a dent in the illegal market. And he's right. He's 100% right. There's no fucking way. Murphy privately sought out a higher tax rate, but publicly he has not related his preference. He doesn't have to. It's all over. We already know. We already know. But look, man, I'm not going to buy an ounce of weed from this state for $600 when I can go to some cat, a town over and get that same ounce for 300. I'm just not going to do it. It would not make fiscal sense. I mean, it seems to be the only language these people talk, so you think that they would understand. Both sides also disagree on how much authority a yet to be created independent cannabis commission should have to expand the number of cannabis growers and sellers as an aspect of the new industry. Sweeney wanted to give more power to a full-time independent attorney, while Murphy wants the commission to be part-time, with the Department of Health holding most of the responsibility. But I mean, I understand both of those arguments. However, if they do that, then the Board of Health or whatever they are, Department of Health, they should have a lot of shit to worry about. I don't think they really have the time to do it. Beyond Monday, October 29th, there is one more voting session scheduled this year for both houses on December 17th, but Sweeney and Coughlin could add more voting sessions. So then why are you not doing it? Then you're just as much to blame as anybody else. You don't get a pass, bro. Last week, Sweeney said Murphy must take a greater interest in helping secure enough votes to get the bill passed. Murphy said he would do so once Sweeney sent him a list of lawmakers that he should talk to. Let me talk to them. Let the people that need this talk to them. I emailed these people. They told me that their constituents don't want they don't want legalized marijuana. They don't. They don't want it. They flat out told me straight, but I covered everything, bro. I covered everything, dude. From home cultivation, you know, prices, all that stuff. I covered it all. And they ignored every single point that I had except for the one that was, well, we just don't want it. Because you just don't care. You just don't care. So while maybe this hemp thing, to tie it all back together, maybe this hemp thing is, maybe this is good. Maybe it's good. I have no idea. I wish that I did. I really do. I would like to say that I could see into the future and that I would know that, okay, well, this pilot program is going to be a way for them to feel out the industry. We know that they want the money. We already know they want the money. So it's not even a question. But like I was saying earlier, it's very simple, man. All you got to do, the only thing that you got to do is expand your growth operation. Like, okay, just as an example, if you're going to be growing hemp, why don't you then grow more marijuana plants on the opposite side? And you can help your patients keep up with the demand that they need, and less people will buy off the street if you're more reasonable with your prices. That's just common sense. There's no reason why you need to be charging that much money. You'll still make plenty of it at the end of the day. It's stupid because now you're just being greedy. That's all that you're doing. You're just being greedy, and eventually people are going to stop caring because there are some people out there that that have the luxury of not having to worry about being caught by the cops. They don't. Maybe they're related to police officers. Maybe they live in an area that the police don't come all the time. Wherever they're buying from is enough off the radar that it's not that much of a worry. But it's still a dangerous game. So I mean, I don't know, man. I really do wish that I had the answers to all of this. I'm going to be looking more into this stuff, but I just checked out the time, and it is now 4:44 East Coast time. Holiday is tomorrow. So before I get out of here, I just want to ask you guys on a completely unrelated topic. If you're eating turkey, how how do you prep it? I'll just to give you a little rundown on what it is that I'm talking about. There's a local church by where we live. I mean, it's a few miles out, but by car, it's not really that crazy. Hold on. All right, sorry. Fuck. All right, there we go. Got it all out that time. There's a local church in our area that you can sign up to get Thanksgiving stuff at. So we're like, fuck it, we definitely don't have the money to buy a turkey, but if we can get it, might as well sign up for it. And we went to grab it yesterday, but the turkey is frozen. So now I watched a few videos, and there's priming videos and just a few different ways that people say that you can do it. You're supposed to let it sit in the water for 3 to 5 days with whatever seasonings that you choose. But the holidays tomorrow, and we're running out of food, so we need to cook this fucking thing ASAP, man. So we just have a big pot that we borrowed from our mom, and not the good kind. We borrowed it from her mom, and we filled it up with cold water, put the turkey inside of it to try to help along with the defrosting process. Now we have cold water in the pot because we don't want it to attempt to cook itself in certain areas. But I'm kind of worried about, I want to make sure that we do this properly. It's going to be our first turkey that we're making, that we're not going out to a family member's house for the holiday this year because everybody has their own plans trying to avoid cooking. Essentially, that's what's happening. They don't want to do it this year. Let's see, leaving it in the counter in lukewarm water for a day tends to let it defrost quicker. Okay, that's a good idea. Then maybe we'll do that because I know the holidays tomorrow. I don't think anybody is coming over. I mean, I had a buddy that I was going to invite over, but he's got his girlfriend's house he can go to and his mom's house that he can go to. And now that I know how big our turkey is, or actually how small that it is, I think it would probably be better off for us to eat, by ourselves, do a small little dinner thing, and then if I mean, obviously there's going to be different stuff that'll be left over that we can use to have people over if they want to come for like the day after or whatever, if they don't have a food hangover from everything that they just ate. But we're going to make, we have the turkey, we're getting a little ham today. Ours was like super frozen, so I had to leave it out an extra day just to make sure. See, that's what I'm worried about. We haven't opened the package yet. And when we got them, they felt like they were frozen, but it also seemed like it was already starting to defrost. So we were like, shit, let's run this thing home and toss it in the fridge so it don't go bad. And then we just got the pot from her mom today that we threw the water in and just let it sit in there. I mean, I guess we'll unwrap it. I don't know. I guess later tonight or tomorrow morning, see what's left in it. Maybe I could pull the rest of the ice chunks out and try to make it so that it'll be okay to cook it. Because I know it's gonna take several hours to do it anyway. I'm gonna have to get up really early because I wish it would have been defrosted tonight. It would have been much easier to just throw it in the oven at a low temp overnight to cook it. But they literally wait until 2 days before the a holiday. Well, not even. Yeah, I guess technically 2 days if you count yesterday, because that's when we picked it up from the church. But they also gave us a turkey, which is really nice of them to do, even though it is smaller. Literally, beggars can't really be choosers at this point. And I don't have a problem with it. Just wish it was slightly bigger because we're going to be relying on this turkey to get us through the rest of the month. But we also got a whole bunch of canned stuff, brownie mix, cake mix, and then with the some of the canned stuff that they gave us in there, Jen actually is going to get a recipe off of her mom for a green bean casserole, which I don't eat that because green beans are disgusting. But a lot of people do like it, and it seems to go over very well at her house on the holidays, Thanksgiving and Christmas, if she does make it. So, Jen loves it, so she's going to do it. If it's still a little frozen, you can run it through lukewarm water in the sink for like a half an hour, and it should be ready to cook. I've cooked turkey and a whole chicken, so I know how to defrost it. Oh, so I know how to defrost them if they didn't sit out long enough. All right, that's awesome, man. Um, trying to think of what I can do. Then maybe I can send you a message just in case. I'll screenshot that with my phone so I don't have to bother you later on when you're busy with your own holiday. So that when I start to get a little paranoid thinking that I'm doing it wrong, I can just go back to this and I can see somebody that knows what they're doing giving me good instruction. Okay, got it. But, you know, we're going to, I guess we're going to start meal prepping tonight. I'm not sure what she's going to want to make outside of the turkey. She's going to want to do the ham tonight so we can cut it up and all that stuff. I mean, this is all new experience for me, man. I know how to do. I mean, maybe I should post up the next time I do lasagna and and chicken cutlets and stuff like that. I just got to figure out how I would do it. Well, no, yeah, I don't necessarily have to go live. I forget that you can upload a video to YouTube later and you don't have to be live to do it. So maybe I'll do that. Next time I make something like that, I'll post up a video so you guys can see how I make stuff. And maybe you can share the way that you do it with me too. I would like to see. You know, I grew up watching my grandmother cook for a long time. That's why I know how to do the few things that I do know how to make and decently well. But, you know, I figured I would hop on here and touch up on this hemp thing. But since it's getting dark, might as well get started in the kitchen with what we can do. You know, just so that we don't have to be scrambling to do it tomorrow morning and we can kind of coast through the day. So, you know, before I get out of here, once again, thanks to Athena, Sabella, you guys are awesome for, you know, always jumping on here if you're around to check out my stuff. You know, maybe we can have to organize something, come up with a topic between the three of us that we can throw out here. Try to get more people in the community involved, man, because I would like as many voices as possible to weigh in on these topics. You know, it's always a good thing to do, especially so I don't have to sit here and talk to myself the whole time. But hopefully, I'm doing an okay job. But all right, with that all being said, I did upload some videos of gameplay. If you guys want to check out and leave your thoughts on that, let me know what you think, or if there's anything you would like to see me put up on this YouTube channel outside of these live streams. Definitely let me know, and we'll work out something so that I can start to build this stuff up. Oh wait, hold on, let me read this. I've been cooking for 2 days, 2 pans of deviled eggs, 2 pans of pasta salad, 2 pans of stuffing, 3 pans of scalloped potatoes, the turkey, 3 different gravies, and 2 packets of ranch mushrooms. Damn, you are beast mode in the kitchen right now. You're in beast mode. Holy shit, that's a lot of cooking. How many people are you feeding? Probably decent amount. Then all the vegetables and garlic, mashed potatoes, apple, lemon, and pumpkin pie. Oh my god, man. I'm gonna steal you from your house. You gotta show me how to make a lemon and apple pie. Fuck, that sounds so good right now. You're making me hungry. 12 people. Holy shit. That's crazy. That is crazy, but that is definitely that's what this whole thing is about, right? Feed these people, let them know what time it is, so when they come to your house, also have rolls and cornbread. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot we have cornbread too. I gotta make. I forgot that we had that. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I'll do the brownies tonight. I think we have icing somewhere. I can also make the cake too while we're prepping all the other stuff. Get the oven all warmed up and all that nonsense. But, you know, it's still way, way more that I gotta learn. Definitely more that I gotta learn. But I'm excited to do this, man. And hopefully by Christmas, maybe for Christmas I'll do a pasta kind of a deal. That would be pretty cool. I don't know though. Lasagna, sweet sausage, definitely. But like I said before, let me get out of here. If there's anything you guys want me to upload on the channel, if you have topics that you would like to suggest, anything like that, feel free. Drop it in the comments. As always, you can tell me to go fuck myself. I'm all for that. Freedom of speech. If you don't like the channel, tell me what you don't like about it. Maybe I can improve. If you don't want to tell me you don't like the channel, whatever. It's whatever. Thank you to everybody who watches this and my two buddies that were here with me during the stream. As always, appreciate you. I'll see you guys around later. Have a great night and be careful cooking when you're making these things. If you want, definitely post up pictures of what you've made in the comment section or however you do that stuff. I would like to see all the different creations that you guys come up with. So, yeah, definitely good luck. Enjoy your families. Hope all the food turns out well. And I'll catch you guys later on, maybe tonight. If not tonight, maybe I'll hop on for a little bit tomorrow. All right. Later, guys.